Welcome to Cross Examine with the Gerbers. I'm Ken Gerber.
And I'm Megan Gerber.
Welcome, Megan.
Thank you. Welcome, Ken.
Thank you. We like
Hi,
to bring...
Barbie.
Yeah.
Somebody said that when you say that, it reminds me, hi, Ken. Hi, Barbie. So, we started off coming out here talking about an interesting topic, and our producer was like, we're getting that on camera. So,
All right, go for it.
Maybe a little TMI, but I have no idea what this is. But Skyla says to me, Mom, I heard that I have all this power. And I'm like, why? What are you talking about? And she's like, I got my period a week early last week, and all these people are getting their period a week early. And I was like, wait, what? She's like, yeah, there's some portal that opened. And she goes, I heard on TikTok that there's some portal and it's a good thing. And all these women are getting their period a week early. And I obviously I take everything with a grain of salt from TikTok.
Sure.
But what did I say to you a week ago?
You started a week early.
And I never do.
Right.
What?
No, you're like clockwork.
I am.
Well, that's really weird. So this is a common thing that's happening right now.
I guess.
And it's a portal?
Yes. I don't know.
Well, what kind of a portal? What does that even mean?
I don't know. But if it's a portal without Jesus, I don't want it.
No, right. Exactly.
I don't want no stinking porthole.
Right. Aren't there people right now saying that the rapture is coming up sometime soon?
Well, I know there's a rap night at Tones and Bones on Thursday nights.
Yes, there is. People should definitely attend that. It's a great night.
Yes. From what I've heard through the grapevine, I did not see it. They're saying that there's a rapture, but...
I mean, they're actually giving a date, September 23rd, that they're saying.
What I find interesting are all these people that claim something's going to happen, right? They're like, I'm a Christian, but then also I'm going to claim something. Maybe people don't know this about me, but and I don't claim it to be from Jesus at all. From the age of 15, I was able to smell funeral flowers when someone died or right before they died. And I dabbled in mediumship. I was on a radio station, and it was very cool to me. Like, it was almost like a parlor trick, because people go, oh my gosh, there's no way that they know this. How do they know that? I'm telling you, there's demons out there that talk to your demons, and then they talk to me. And, I have offended friends in the past where they get super offended when I say to them that I don't trust what they're saying, because they claim they can tell good from bad, and they're Christians themselves, and they can tell that it's not demonic. Bull. You really think that you can tell the difference? I mean, I can tell you that I could be walking in a restaurant, I could be walking at a grocery store, and I would hear, and I'm not schizophrenic, I would hear in my head, like it wasn't verbal, I would hear, hey, tell her that Jessica is fine.
Yeah, no, I've experienced that with you. It's wild when it used to happen, and it doesn't anymore. We don't, you don't allow that.
I have not opened myself up for that. And so I believe these people really believe that they're getting messages, because I knew that I got messages. I mean, I could have someone call me that I've never met before. They will not tell me their name. They would email me saying, my name is Sloppy Joe, and I live on, Battle Ridge Lane. And I will be calling Sloppy Joe at some random number. And lo and behold, within that hour, I could tell them their name, why they're calling, that their child died from cystic fibrosis, the couch they laid on, the sandwiches that they made, the dog's name, everything. And I thought it was so cool, because I'm like, I'm telling you. So I think that some of these people, they're basing it on probably previous guesses. I'm thinking, because let's just be real.
What do you mean by previous guesses?
So these false prophets believe what they're hearing because they've said things before that came true. They've known things that nobody else would know that came true. I could tell Aaron, hey, how was that, Cinnabon this morning? And he's like, oh, how'd you know? I never eat Cinnabons. But it's like they're going off of previous information that they truly believe. And that's the slippery slope.
It's dangerous.
I had someone call me and interview me psychic-wise because they wanted me to work for the Disney family at $750 an hour to be their psychic. And what made me different, I do not promote this.
No. Yeah, let's be clear. You're not proud of this. You're not promoting this. This is
I want to be clear.
A phase in life. The
difference for me and true people that hear demons or hear things, we can tell you so much information. This person, I could tell them what street they grew up on, the name of the street, the name of their preschool, the name of a teacher. Okay. I could say, it's not like you going and seeing a medium up in Sedona or wherever, and they're like, oh, she's 54. Your grandmother's coming through. Well, no kidding. I'm freaking 54. You think my grandmother's alive? I mean, it's kind of like, and she misses you and loves you. Okay.
So what do you say about what's actually going on with the stuff that you were talking about that you experienced? What was actually happening?
So it was demons coming and talking to me. And the crazy thing is it does feel very cool to get information that other people don't have. And you convince yourself, well, because I have a clean heart or because I prayed around my space. These people will pray around their space.
Oh, they'll light sage and wave the smoke around.
Some people don't even, people that think they're prophets. And I'm not here to say that there has never been a prophet in the world. I'm not an expert on that.
No, we know that there have been.
I'm not sitting here saying that no one's ever gotten information. But there are definitely people out there that will pray over their space and say, I pray and I know the information that's coming through is holy. Now, mind you, I have stuff happen to me still, even though I ask for protection, meaning I don't want to have anything to do with it.
No, you don't want to talk with demons. You don't want to deal with demons.
But it still comes in your head and it entices you. It entices you because especially people that want to help people, you think you're helping someone because information comes in your head that feels good in your heart, and our heart lies to us. And you tell yourself, well, how could this be wrong? This person is really hurting and I can sense this in my head. Now,
and you're saying things that give them comfort, like a loved one who passed away wants to send them greetings and
absolutely
information.
And you have to remember, you want them going to Christ. You want them going to God. You don't want them coming to you.
Right.
You make a lifetime of them then saying, well, what do you think? One time I was into mediumship. I was having a lot of calls. I was, getting a taste for it. And because of one reason or another, I'm able to hear the demons very clearly. So I had a dream and I was on a cruise ship. And in this dream, now mind you, this is a dream. My sister-in-law came to me in my dream and said she was thinking about, she was looking at me for wise counsel. And being a psychic at the time, she wanted to know if she should leave my brother and go be a lesbian. And in my dream, because I have known Jesus for a very long time, since I was very little. I mean, I've had dreams of him. I could go on and on. But I fell from that thinking that I could control, both sides. Oh, of course I could love Jesus and do this. But anyways, going back to the cruise ship, she came up to me and she said, Megan, I'm thinking about being a lesbian. And I thought, well, you know what? The information that I'm getting is that you need to follow your heart. immediately I hear this booming noise outside of the cruise ship. This is a dream. This is a dream. I go out on the balcony. Now, I've never even been on a cruise ship in my life. Go out on the balcony, and it is God. And he is booming mad. And he goes, how dare you take authority in my place and tell my daughter what to do?
Wow.
Don't ever do that again. I made him so mad at me. And I felt it. Like it was, if you've ever felt thunder, this was thunder, like booming from the skies. And I was so scared after that. I woke up and I'm like, oh my gosh.
You were done.
Yes. And I'm not saying I'm not perfect. Like there's been people that are like, oh, Megan, it's okay. I mean, just tell me a little bit of something. And it's very tempting because you convince yourself, well, I'm being empathetic or I am trying to love on them. And it's a slippery slope. And these people that are doing this, I truly think they're trying to, get attention. Because I'm sorry. If you're the authority for information and you're making money off of that, it's for attention. Sure. No, it's not. It's really not. It's to help people. Okay. If you're a Christian, I can judge you and I'm sorry. You're wanting attention.
Right.
B, I just feel it in my heart. It's my job. Go back to the Bible. What do they talk about in the Bible about mediumship? Well, it's not. It's me being a prophet.
No, but see.
That's where the slippery slope is.
And Jack says about prophets that the minute they miss one prediction, that's proof that they're not a prophet, that they're a false prophet. Because a prophet has to get it right every time because they're getting it directly from God. And this goes back to this prediction that people are making of the rapture coming up in a week or so. If they get it wrong, there is no reason for anybody to ever listen to their predictions again. And Jesus also said nobody, not even Jesus, knows the date.
Nope.
Only the Father, our Father in heaven, knows the date. So why would these people know more than Jesus knew?
I do know it was coming from demons because how can I go and tell somebody at a grocery store, your sister made it to heaven, they're fine? How is that? I'd like to ask Christians out there, how is that ever okay? How can I ever tell somebody this person made it to heaven, a stranger? How do I know? I don't know their heart. That immediately tells me this is misinformation.
And so if I'm understanding it correctly, it's a lot of times it's a demon who knows what's going on in that person's life, talking to demons who know what's going on in your life,
yes,
and telling you, say this, that will get that person's attention, that will pull out their emotions, that will get them to believe you and have these feelings.
Well, how scary if you think about this, right? You have someone desperate. They're sad. They're lonely. They're going through a divorce. They want to know what they should do with their lives. And they've prayed and they feel like they don't hear God. Right? They feel like they haven't heard God. And, Christians, people tell me you should pray and God'll speak to you. Well, if you haven't had a relationship with him, it's very difficult to hear his voice. And so you decide you're going to go to a psychic. You go to this psychic and the psychic says, who's Tom? What? Who's Tom? Tom's my husband. I'm about to divorce. Oh, I'm getting this information that it's good. This relationship is really chaotic. Yes, we're getting a divorce. Can you tell me more? Yes. You have a ring. You have a ring that is on your nightstand that is from your grandmother. Yes, I do have a ring. Now, the demon's at their house and the demon's talking to me. What your grandmother is telling me is, yes, divorce him. You need to divorce him, and you need to take the kids from him. The kids are not safe with him at all. Now, did you go on a trip to Hawaii last spring? I did. I know you. I know your life. I'm reading everything about you. You should listen to everything I have to say.
Right. So now the psychic, the medium, is the authority as opposed to Jesus's word and our Father in heaven. And so it's convincing them not to go to the Bible. They're going to this psychic, and that's the authority.
But can you imagine if it's a Christian psychic or a Christian prophet?
Sure.
Listen, this is what is coming to me, but you should pray about it. It's influencing.
Right.
It's influencing that person. And if you can believe that the end of the world is September 23rd, you need to double check your Christianity. You need to double check where your faith is. Because if you're wanting to jump at that, you're not getting filled up by the Lord. You're getting filled up by a dopamine high of trying to figure out when the end of the world is.
Right. Well, what are people supposed to do with that knowledge anyway? Okay, the rapture is happening on September 23rd. What am I supposed to do with that?
Do you want to know the truth?
Sure.
The devil is the best at creating dopamine addictions.
Oh, yeah.
Every single thing is about a rush, a dopamine addiction, and it's the next thing, it's the next thing, it's the next thing. So everything in this world is about fast-paced dopamine addictions. It's about being on your phone, and then it gets boring. So we have to send out the next exciting thing that the world is ending. Everyone is bored, and they're needing the next high. They're needing the next hit. It's not good enough to show cleavage. Now you have to be naked. It's not good enough to be naked. Now you have to have nipple clips. I mean, you could go on and on and on and on. I mean, I'm not even kidding. Like, by saying that stuff, they're maybe saying, hey, go pray. And they're telling them to go to Jesus out of fear. And I'm not saying if you're fearful, you can't find Jesus. You can. But if it's just about a date.
Once the fear is gone, September 23rd comes and goes. Once the fear is gone, then the people who went to Jesus based on the fear, are they going to stay there? Are they going to come back? Or are they going to say, well, everything's fine now. I don't need Jesus.
And that's like with everything, somebody has cancer, somebody is driving, it's this magical thing to pray to God and say, God, please. And then once you're done with that, you're on to the next thing.
Right.
I give anything if, and then that thing happens and you forget. And that's really what's sad. And that's where, our Father in heaven is wanting a relationship with us. And at the end of the day, not the divorce, not the move, everything else are things happening in your life pushing you to have a relationship with Jesus, not pushing you to a prophet, pushing you to a psychic, pushing you for answers. And I get it. It's hard when you feel like you don't know what to do. I mean, there's been many times in my life where I wish God would just literally give me a book. Oh, wait, he did. I, as well as other people out there, have to hold their thoughts captive. On Friday, I was in the mall with Skyla, our daughter Skyla, and I was feeling dizzy. I get a lot of health things that go along with my hormones. And I went to go put on my shoe because I was trying on clothes. And I stuck my finger in my shoe and I said, God, I'm so sick of feeling dizzy. I'm sick of it. And my nail broke off. I'm not saying he broke my nail off, but it made me pause for a minute. Here I'm yelling at God for me feeling dizzy, like he has control over it. And then Saturday I woke up and I felt so happy. Nothing that bothered me for the last however long was bothering me. I felt so light. I was actually able to do my friend's hair, and I haven't done hair in so long. And it just felt like I was the old me. And at the end of the day, I felt God saying to me, this is what it's like taking your thoughts captive. And if we're going to psychics and we're looking for the end of the world and we're wondering what's going to happen to us, The first step is holding your thoughts captive so we can actually hear what God's saying.
Right.
You don't need a prophet. You don't need, I'm not saying that we didn't need the people that wrote the Bible. We did. God had purpose for them. God has purpose for all of us. But the point is, we have so much distraction, whether it's September 23rd, you're going to die. Then we got the 3-eye atlas that's supposedly coming in November that even Elon Musk claims is an alien ship.
This is an alien ship that's supposed to get here sometime in November.
Yes. It's 13 miles long.
There again, what's the point of even telling people about that? And it's just, again, another fear mongering thing. What are people supposed to do with that knowledge?
Well, it's fear mongering. And then you want to know something that's so crazy? Is I think we're numb as a society. I think even if Jesus was in front of us, a lot of people go, you're not Jesus, just like they did back in the day.
Sure.
It is Satan's way of always distracting us.
With fear.
With fear. He's always distracting us with something. Whether it's, like Jack had said in a previous, our son, pornography, food, a fear of not being good enough. And it goes back to even CCV. They were talking about control this week and having to control everything and not allowing God to guide you. And, even us sharing our faith, that probably takes away clients that we could have if they don't like that we do that.
It would probably be very easy for us to have continued with the demons talking to you and making those predictions and practicing without feeling like what we do is under a spotlight of what Jesus says.
You're an attorney that makes $500 an hour. I was offered $750 an hour to possibly work for the Disney family.
Right.
Being a psychic.
Right.
But at the end of the day, just like that guy, taking the hat from the kid at the baseball game, just like the lady taking the baseball, we have to look inside. Where is our soul? Where do we want our soul to be one day? And I know for me, I want to be up in heaven praising my Lord and Savior.
Sure.
And every day when you wake up, you have to think about that. And if you're feeling scared or you're feeling like you don't have control of your life, it's because you haven't put that time in to be reading the book, the instruction book that God gave us. And it's all in there. And we take it as a cliche and we take it for granted, take captive of our thoughts. How easy is that? Do not worry. But yet we worry. And here I am telling my kids, oh, just don't worry about that. It'll be fine. I wish they would just trust me and believe me. But here we don't do that for our Creator. He built us. He built every little piece of us. And we don't take what he says into consideration. He doesn't mean it. I'm going to worry. What else am I supposed to do? He gave us an instruction book. And for me, I need to take that more seriously, not with a grain of salt like I do with everything else.
Yeah. All anxiety stems from a feeling of a lack of control and trying to get control.
And I'm not perfect. And when I do, 100% listen to his instructions, I have an amazing day, not because everything is perfect, but because I know it will be okay.
He's in charge. He's on the throne.
Absolutely.
And if we just trust in him and follow what he says, things will fall in place as they're supposed to. How do you explain those people, the guy pulling the hat away from the kid at the baseball game and that lady making such a big deal about that ball and getting the ball at the other baseball game?
Dopamine. It's us being more concerned about our dopamine hit. Somebody cuts us off. It feels better to flip them off and honk at them. It's not being present and actually being present and seeing what you're doing as a human being. Do you think those people, if they are Christian and let's say they go to heaven and they see what they did above, like, can you watch yourself? What is that movie at Christmas, right? A Christmas Carol, where you get to go back and see how you act.
Right.
These people aren't thinking. They're reacting. And that's what this whole world, I did a post last week. Some lady had asked about hey, I have 3 cats, 2 litter boxes. The one cat keeps peeing outside the litter box. I respond and I say, oh, hey, I heard that it's 2 litter boxes per cat. So I have 4 cats and 8 litter boxes. But then after I said that, I thought I better go check my information. Within a minute, I put at the bottom, edit. I'm so sorry, I was incorrect. It's 1.5 litter boxes.
Oh, they came after you.
Why would she say 2 litter boxes? Why would she? And I'm like, who? They're reacting without even reading the entire thing. And as a society, I'm sorry, that instant reaction is because you're jonesing for a dopamine rush.
Yeah, so they're wanting attention for what they're saying. They want to be right, and they're getting the rush off of attacking you.
Well, think about it. Think about it. The second you see something at TikTok that's sad or that's the world is ending, what do you, what is that? I can't believe.
Right.
La, 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 la. It's this dopamine rush that you get, this instant reaction. You know, I think that in one word, not listening to the whole thing, there, and it's this instant reaction. That's why these people are doing this at these baseball games. That's why these people are, you know, getting in fights and they're not present.
Well, and you use a lot of times the imagery of crabs in a bucket too. They're crawling over top of each other, trying to get to the top, trying to get the attention, trying to get to the goal, get the baseball, get the hat, because that brings them that satisfaction, that rush, that dopamine that you're talking about.
Well, it's sad because the way the world is everyone's out for themselves. And the good thing is that we have Jesus Christ who wasn't out for himself. He sacrificed the ultimate sacrifice. He gave himself. He was the most perfect human being he was the perfect human being that walked this earth. And he set an example of how we should be to others.
Right.
And I think before you step out of bed in the morning, you should decide how you want to be that day, how you want to represent the Lord. And, you know, I don't know if these people are Christian or not, but I think it would behoove everyone to just take a breath.
Always take a breath, take a pause, think about it, and think about it in light of what Jesus has instructed us to do.
And what's funny is a lot of the self-help books out there, whether they claim it or not, it's all based off biblical principles.
Totally.
And at the end of the day, all these people have lack of contentment. And the only way for them to be fulfilled is through Jesus Christ.
Amen. Well, thanks for joining us on Cross-Examined with the Gerbers. We really enjoyed having you here. Don't forget, we do own Gerber Injury Law. We are a injury law firm, and if you, a friend, or a family member has any kind of an injury and you need help, please look us up at gerberinjurylaw.com. We'd love the opportunity to help you.